What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Join Dota League Season 5. This is Game 2 between the Next Level Badasses and Boreal. And, well, Next Level Badasses got their asses kicked in Game 1. It wasn't really close. So, hopefully for them, they will be able to recover and, at the very least, put up a slightly better display of Dota here in Game 2. But, given off of how decisive that last game was, it's hard to say. I mean, you very rarely see stomps like that unless the teams are vastly mismatched as far as their skill levels, and I don't want to believe that's the case. I want to believe that everyone in Division 2 is roughly the same level, but honestly, honestly, that is a little bit too much to hope for. DBG just giving me, you know, a good reason to be confident in his team in the chat. So, DBG, you should go ahead and well, win the draft, so that would help you win this game. Shout out to you. But anyway, here in Game 2, I'm Mike Flores, going to be your caster for today. It looks like we have very similar bans to the last one. Bristleback getting through this time, and, well, Sniper, or Axe rather, is going to be taken out. It wasn't exactly the problem here for Boreal, but definitely was a problem here. And ooh, Next Level Badasses. Okay, this is what you got to do, man. If you are going to get stomped in Game 1, then for Game 2, like, it depending on how, I guess, the degree of which you get stomped, if you look at the last game, and if you were utterly stomped, if you got demolished, then there aren't really small adjustments that you can make. You can't say, like, oh, well, if we ban this hero, then everything goes right, or if we decide to grab this item, then that would have helped us a lot to win that game. No, there's just too many things that went wrong. Therefore, you have to change everything. You go for a completely different strategy, you go down a completely different road, and then you try to win off of that. And, you know, you could also, if you really want to, try to go for a gimmicky strategy, which I'm not saying this is, but it can very easily turn into with a Visage and a Lycan opening. It's, first of all, very different, very pushing oriented for the Next Level Badasses, and if they grab a Drow Ranger, then, man, the gimmick is in full effect. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like, running a gimmick in Dota is, like, well, it's basically, I don't even know why I'm calling it gimmick. It's called cheese, I guess, officially in esports. If you do something that's a little bit out of the ordinary in an attempt to gain a win by surprise, at the very least in StarCraft it's called cheese. I don't actually know if it's called cheesing anywhere else, but I'm gonna call it cheese. Yeah, it's like floating your barracks into the enemy base and then making a whole bunch of Marines there and then killing them when they don't realize it. Or cannon rushing. No one likes a cannon rusher, and no one really likes the teams that go for cheese. That being said, in Dota it's a little bit easier to spot out because, well, it's right on the screen right now. It's kind of hard to miss. So Lycan Visage going to be a very, very pushing oriented team for Next Level Badasses. I would pay a little bit of attention to heroes that can make units for the Boreal bans. The likes of Enigma, the Nature's Prophet, the Drow Ranger doesn't exactly make units, but, you know, she does have her role in this. The Broodmother also would be a danger. So taking care of those heroes, I think, would be a lot safer than taking care of the safer heroes like the Tidehunter. Like, he's a threat. He's always going to be a threat. But you don't really open up with a Visage Lycan unless you have something planned. And Next Level Badasses currently, well, they've opened up with the Lycan and Visage, and they probably do have something planned. I want to believe they have something planned. Looking over towards the Boreal side, they are going to open up with a Vengeful Spirit and a Clockwork. So a very safe way of opening up for them. Going to get a little bit of initiation on board, and it's kind of like the Axe replacement for them. You don't exactly get the explosiveness of the Axe, but the Clockwork is a very methodical hero. He's generally going to be doing his job. There are games where he just falls flat on his face because he gets shut down in lane, and Clockwork's laning stage, compared to Axe, still strong, but definitely not as strong. So it is a chance that he will get completely demolished there, but it's a hero that you could probably pick up later, but it's also a hero that you will be kind of happy with if you pick him up earlier. Given the choice, however, I would say most of the time I would rather have a Bat Rider, as their jobs are usually very similar. You got the Silencer now banned out by Boreal. I can understand the Tidehunter just trying to shore up the lanes for Next Level Badasses. Don't really know where that Silencer comes in. Usually don't want to ban out a Silencer or even look towards a Silencer unless the enemy team gives you a real reason to. And Lycan Visages aren't really heroes that will be crippled by Global Silence. And yes, I am boiling Silencer down to his ultimate. I don't really like it when people do that, but Let's be honest. Silencer is his ultimate. That's why you pick him most of the time. I mean, there are heroes like Enigma and Tidehunter who have their ultimates, and they're really, really good. But outside of that, Midnight Pulse is insane. Eidolons are great for pushing. Anchor Smash is broken beyond belief. Yeah, Silencer doesn't really have that much power. Unless you get super late game, in which case, yeah, hitting without all that stolen intelligence, that feels good, man. But, yeah, Silencer going to take the ban out anyway. We got Shaker and Tinker as the bans for next level badasses. Remaining. Tinker, not really sure where that came from, except for the fact that clearly next level badasses want to push. Remaining. Nature's Prophet here seems like a reasonable pick, or going for that Broodmother. Either one would be nice, or you could grab a Dazzle. Well, maybe their pushing isn't really going to be that high. I mean, Dazzle is okay in pushing in that he will sustain it forever. The ability to turn mana into health is quite a nice one, and it is going to be their secondary support. The problem here for Dazzle is that inherently he doesn't really push things, and as far as combinations with Visage in lane, it's not that great. Visage's strength is that he will be able to dump out a hell of a lot of damage with Soul Assumption if you can fill up that bar. And the ability to fill up the bar is going to be dependent on your other supports, since Visage doesn't have any damage output early on aside from that Soul Assumption. So Dazzle can't really do that. It's going to be reliant on the Boreal side to fill up that damage bar, and that is far from dependable. And next level badasses, okay, they're deviating away. I was just about to say, like, at a certain point, do you actually go for this? And it looks like they are deciding the answer is no. I mean, the Dazzle still has his merits, especially now going up against the Zeus. Being able to save your allies from that lightning damage is certainly very nice. They have a nice little hidden combination with the Shadow Wave after Shadow Wave on Lycan Wolves for extra physical nuke. The Dazzle can certainly get value, but I'm just concerned about this Dazzle Visage combination and it not getting value in the super early stages. You know, later on when they have more minus armor, then yeah, they will be able to do a lot of physical damage. But I'm not really sure if that is what's going to be happening. As well, the Zeus pickup for Boreal looks like it might be a support pick, but just working off the assumption that Zeus is going to be a core for now, we'll be most likely heading down towards the mid lane and facing up against Storm Spirit. And that lane is actually one that I've seen quite a bit. I don't really know if that's something I should be surprised about, but yeah, it is fairly even. Zeus's last hit potential is only really there with his Arc Lightning, but he will be facing down with a base damage disadvantage, but his ability to bolt and equalize the lane is certainly there. That being said, once level 6 is hit on Storm Spirit, Zeus has got to watch out. So Zeus, if you go towards mid lane, best of luck. It's not the worst lane, but it's certainly not the best either.
Bounty Hunter.
Did Boreal just random?
Dire team ban.
Guys? Guys, did Boreal just random that Bounty Hunter? You can see me like popping open the menu. There's nothing here.
10 seconds
Their
remaining.
clock round down to 0. And they waited while it was on 0, and then Bounty Hunter came out. I want to say that this was random, but I'm going to try to justify it as if it were a pick. So they know at this point that next level badasses have deviated away from this pushing strategy. You don't go for Lycan Visage, then suddenly go towards Storm Spirit Dazzle, unless you are going to be going towards more of the balanced strategy, not all-in push. Yeah, you'll have push potential, but it's not going to be your sole game plan. So Boreal know that they don't really need AoE, like it's not going to be a huge desperate need for them. They have Clockwork on their team already, which is going to make the lanes with Bounty Hunter a little bit fussy. But that being said, Clockwork and Bounty Hunter do work very well with each other. It's very similar to Clockwork's ability to flare and then hook in, except you have Bounty Hunter to set things up. Like, you got the Bounty Hunter just to scout things out, and then you hook shot in, pop the track, and then you go to town. And killing off Dazzle or Visage, yeah, that's very easy. Aside from that, I'm pretty sure it was just a random. Like, the odds of seeing Bounty Hunter in any game are just so low. But in this game, maybe they feel like, hey, we just whooped them last game. Let's try something a little bit different and see how well this can work. And in that regard, yeah, sure, go for it. But the lanes in Boreal are going to be weird. They're going to be fairly weak. And, well, their lane's supports. Looks like Vengeful Spirit. Zeus is looking more and more like a supporting hero, unless they want to run a 4-position Bounty Hunter, which also isn't terrible, but definitely needs a lot of things to go right in order to succeed. And, well, they're currently working with 2 melee heroes, the Bounty and Clock, not really the strongest there. And then Zeus, who's also not exactly going to be having the most lane control in the game. So, next level badasses, their draft is looking a lot better when you compare their draft to that of Boreal. What are they looking for right now? Well, most likely just going to be an offlane hero. So, obviously, Centaur being banned out, Tidehunter also previously banned out by the Boreal side. Bristleback is still in the pool, was banned in Game 1. So if they want to go that, then that seems like a reasonable pick for them. Has lots of synergy with the Dazzle. Has decent synergy with the Visage. I guess they kind of want to do the same thing, although they don't really directly synergize with each other. But having just an offlane hero is going to be what they're looking for. And honestly, at this point in Dota, in the Dota 2 metagame, if you're looking for an offlane hero, then yes, it wasn't a pick. Well, it looks like the time ran out, so I wasn't crazy. It actually did run out. But, yeah, the Bristleback seems like it's going to be the strongest option for the offlane, unless you could get your hands on an axe, which is a lot more unlikely. So what's it going to be for next level badasses? It's going to be that Broodmother. Okay, they're going to return somewhat back to their gimmick, and this is going to force Boreal to grab a little bit of AoE for their last. As right now, they're ill-prepared to deal with the Broodmother. Sand King would make it still a very melee heavy lane, but really all the good Broodmother counters tend to be melee heroes. The Necrophos is going to get some hidden value in that ban from next level badasses. They already banned out the Shaker, so they don't have to worry about that. And okay, the Bristleback is going to be picked up by Boreal, so yeah, this is going to definitely be an interesting game when you compare it to last. Got some weird heroes thrown into the mix, got the incredibly balanced synergy between the Broodmother and the Lycan. Being able to howl and jack up the damage of each Broodmother Spiderling is pretty freaking insane. However, that will only really work out if you can get your Broodmother off the ground, if you get your Lycan off the ground as well. If you can't, well, you're going to be in for a lot of trouble. So, next level badasses, they are, of course, down again after getting stomped in Game 1. We'll see if they can recover here in Game 2. Got GT Angel playing Broodmother down towards the bottom lane. Skitsego is going to be handling the Storm Spirit mid. And up towards the top, we got the defensive tri-lane of DVG Lycan, with McCoy's Racist Grandpa's Dazzle and Yurgity's Visage. Schwann is going to be handling the supposedly random Bounty Hunter going up towards the top lane. KVH is going to be handling the Clockwork, and it looks like Schwann, yeah, is going to be playing that support Bounty. He just wants to ward right now, has the boots first and everything, so it is a 4 roaming position Bounty Hunter. Got 747 playing that Zeus in the mid. Static is going to be playing the Vengeful Spirit. Then bottom lane, Tiburon is going to be handling the Bristleback. And Bristleback versus Broodmother, it's not exactly the best lane, mostly because Bristleback does very slow, methodical damage, and Broodmother can regenerate through that, plus her movement speed is going to make it very easy for her to sustain through it. And Bristleback's clearing of Spiderlings isn't really that high, so this is going to be a tough lane for the bottom lane of Boreal. But they are going to, well, try to stake out this rune first of all, and Skitsego, GT Angel versus Static Tiburon. This is actually a pretty good one for next level badasses. Storm Spirit Static Remnant level 1 does a hell of a lot of damage. Tiburon's already forced to dip into his mana pool to grab this level 1 rune. Looks like they will secure it for themselves, both up on the top and bot. It goes either way. But with seemingly dual lanes coming out for the next level badasses, gotta look towards Schwann. Now, the 4-position roaming Bounty Hunter, it is not going to be the most dangerous hero in the game. That's just not going to happen. Really, where this hero gains power is by doing cute little things like, you know, snagging a courier, or, you know, blocking occasional camps, messing with pulls, stuff like that. His direct strength isn't really there. Like, he's not going to be at a very high level because he is roaming so much, and he's not going to be doing a lot of damage. He doesn't have chasing power because he doesn't have an Orb of Venom or anything like that. He's going to be pretty much a purely utility hero, doing stuff like this, using his boots to just harass Yurgity back and try to make the support's life a living hell. And in that sense, it looks like Schwann's doing a really good job right now. He's going to force out a Grave Chill. Haunt is out as well. But the Bounty Hunter, you know, just spending a little bit of his time messing with the Visage. And that's one less hero that the Clockwork has to worry about, though. KVH still getting his face pushed in by this Dazzle. There's not too much that the Clockwork can do about this lane. Mostly because versus Lycan is already not really the best lane for the Clockwork. Versus Lycan plus a ranged hero makes the lane even worse. So looking away from that lane for a minute, we got Static and Tiburon going up against GT Angel. And this is going to be an easy lane for the Broodmother. Mostly because there's no detection on the Vengeful Spirit, but even if there was, their ability to kill the Brood would be fairly limited. Again, they're kind of low on the CC. They have a Magic Missile, which is nice. But the Bristleback won't be able to sustain that damage. I think there's lag, guys. I think there's lag. But yeah, GT Angel is going to have an absolute free time in this bottom lane. And a free time on Broodmother means that you have a Soul Ring, means that you have upgraded boots, means that you have the workings of either an Orchid or a BKB. This game, BKB seems reasonable, although it really depends on what they want to go for. So we'll see what GT Angel wants. Whoa! Now that's some lag. Is this the classic US East is broken time of day? Let's see, hold on. Only 47, man. Okay. Well... yeah. This is not what you want to have. I was just going to say this game is looking much different from the last in that next level badasses won't get completely stomped. But, you know, if we don't have a game, then there's that. So, US East, please. The thing to do right now, obviously, is go to Reddit and see if there is a "this is your daily US East is crap" server post. And then if there is, then, well, you know, I don't know if there's much to do about it. Hey, there isn't. Good. Okay, so we're still kind of okay, although not really. Ah, man. US East, why, Valve? Fix your shit. As nice as having your beast is, you know, having a game that works might be a little bit better. That's just my opinion, man. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, God. Oh, well, we could call it a draw. Our packets. We're getting our packets. But at what cost? Is he kidding? He is kidding. They're all lying. All of these people are liars. So, yeah. Broodmother is not a liar, though. Broodmother is not a liar. Well, guys, this is just something that happens when the game you're casting is really shitty. Yeah, Valve. I said it. What are you gonna do about it? Fix your servers? Try again in 10 minutes. BRB getting wasted. Why don't we all just call it a draw? Everybody wins. I bet this unpause doesn't last for very long. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay. Well, it looks like we're good now, so let's keep going over these lanes, which is, of course, what I was doing before that we had that massive shit fest. 747 going up against Gitsego over in the mid lane, and as I said before, Storm Spirit does have the base damage advantage in this lane. That being said, 747 does have the CS lead right now, plus he already has his bottle, so the ability of Storm Spirit to recover is dependent on him getting his bottle, and when that happens, this is where your Bounty Hunter comes in. He has currently done nothing substantial in this game aside from poke and prod at the enemy support, so just traded damage right there. But this is where the Bounty Hunter gets some value. We have a ping out from the Storm Spirit. He knows that something's gone wrong, and it looks like he will, yes, make the courier take a safe path. That's a problem with the 4-position Bounty Hunter. It gets really predictable. Like this, you lose to it once, and then you're like, okay, well, now I know exactly what to do about it. Just don't put the courier in a compromising position. Don't walk around at 0 HP. Don't try to just waste all my time stacking the jungle, and you'll be fine. So this Bounty Hunter is still level 1, and is probably going to be level 1 for a large portion of this game. Granted, Visage is level 1 as well, but man, he has Grave Chill. He can actually do something to help his team, and that's not something that the Bounty Hunter can say. And now seeing the bottle on the Storm Spirit, they know that they wasted their time on that bounty. They know that they can't do that any longer. So now you have the awkward period where Bounty Hunter really just wants to get some recovery experience, and I don't really know where that's going to be. Maybe if they kill off the Dazzle right now, it will be an option. Dazzle's putting himself in a really bad position right now. Here comes the lag, but they also have the Battery Assault already on that Dazzle, which will prevent him from escaping. They get the one-man cog as well. The heal is there, but he's going to get body blocked. That will be a kill, going the way of the Radiant side. KVH getting chased down by Wolves, going to drop very low. Will survive, though. Dazzle going to be your first casualty of the game, and KVH is going to survive after having gotten that. That's a huge pickoff for the Boreal side. Not only do they get the kill in the first blood, but they also get another in the mid lane. 747 showing the Storm Spirit, who is the real incarnation of lightning. And 747 is going to take that one home. But a big kill, mostly because Bounty Hunter needs to get some acceleration. He needs to be getting assists. He needs to be getting some creep experience, which he is right now because Clockwork has to retreat to his base. So Schwann's going to get a little bit of experience here, and every scrap of experience is so vital for a Bounty Hunter, especially a 4-position Bounty Hunter. But this is just going to be... this is just going to be a Bounty Hunter who's wanting to grab that level 6 as soon as possible. That's when the roaming 4-position Bounty Hunter becomes more of a traditional Bounty Hunter, let's say, and less of a awkward support pick. You don't have to play as gimmicky, let's say. Or as cheesy. Man, that's awkward. But yeah, as predicted, bottom lane is going fairly well for the Broodmother. However, her CSing is really bad. That's not supposed to be right. There are still no... or there's a sentry now for the Radiant, which I guess makes it a little bit more difficult for GT Angel. But still, he should not have this low CS. This is just awkwardly low. So GT Angel not really doing the best over in the mid lane. Obviously, the mid lane is being won by 747, doing very well in CS, and also getting that kill versus Storm Spirit without using Thunder God's Wrath. Is also not sitting too bad on his mana pool either, all things considered, after just getting a kill. So top lane got a kill, although it was a very narrow one. Mid lane got a kill. Bottom lane not getting kills, but starting to delay farming the Broodmother. And this game is slowly but surely shaping up to be more similar to the last game than I really would like. It is still not impossible for next level badasses to make a huge recovery in this game, because this time they actually have something off of which they can recover of, and that is their broken pushing. The Broodlings haven't really gotten there yet, but eventually with the Visage Familiars, the Lycan Wolves, and the Broodlings all pushing, Boreal are going to be hard-pressed to defend their objectives, to defend their structures, and make sure they don't outright die to this pushing power of next level badasses. Until that happens, though, it's going to be, for the most part, Boreal to call the shots, as they have been so far. So 2-0 right now, and Schwann's going to be very happy to get, just a couple of seconds of solo lane experience. I mean, he's going to hit level 3, and that actually ups his kill potential by a huge amount. Now, level 2 ups his kill potential by a huge amount. Just being able to get that slow guaranteed with Janata, it's not really the most viable or most valuable skill in the game. But you know what? It's certainly a lot better than being level 1 and having not that skill. So he's going to be really happy. He might even get to level 3. And if he's really lucky, he'll get to level 4. But looks like Clockwork is going to resume the lane right now. So it's an awkward dual lane up here for Bounty Hunter and Clockwork. But hell, if they get the jump onto someone like the Dazzle or the Visage, they can very easily take kills home. Or Bounty Hunter can just mess around with the enemies, start getting towards that pull disruption. This ward does not see this pull. Actually does. That's very narrow. But they'll jump in anyway. They catch McCoy. Cog's a little bit off point, but there is a Shuriken toss plus the Thunder God's Wrath. That's going to get a kill. DVG stopped moving. That's not a good move. He has Wolves here, which will soak up a little bit of this battery assault, but another Janata hit slow. Another Shadow Walk, another hit. That's going to be 4-0 now in favor of Boreal. Zeus showing his worth from the mid lane as he helps out huge on the top lane. I have the Fog of War still on. But Zeus is going to get a kill for himself and another assist. He also is dropping Skitsego very low with that regen rune, is more than happy to tank up a couple of tower shots as long as it doesn't put him into lethal threshold, and it does not. Man, this top lane is just slowly becoming worse and worse for next level badasses. Their bottom lane also not really doing too hot. This Bristleback is freely farming down here, and a free farming Bristleback is something that you will regret later on, as he is just so tanky and so difficult to deal with. Still, they have that gimmick to rely on, but you don't really want to rely on it to kill off a Bristleback, especially not when he has a Vanguard. Suddenly your Spiderlings aren't really doing jack, and Tiburon is going to have a free time, much like last game. So this top lane going to be pretty bad for the next level badasses, especially since, oh my god, Schwann, he found phase boots out of frickin' nowhere. So that'll help a lot. His chasing power and killing potential just skyrocketed. KVH is so very close to level 6, that will skyrocket his kill power as well. And of course, Zeus going to be going for a very standard build on him. Actually, it's not that standard. Soul Ring is good on Zeus, although it's, I don't think, a real standard item. It is good enough to be considered not out of the ordinary, though. They're going to get a kill on GT Angel down towards bottom. Haste Rune being used. My bad, guys. I saw the Venge get that haste. I didn't expect her to make anything happen out of it. But it's a nice kill to have nonetheless, and they're actually looking towards the Storm Spirit. Now, that's a difficult kill to take. But they have perfect vision. Skitsego has a very full mana pool. The burst damage in this lane is very high. However, 747 has to make sure he doesn't mess it up. Magic Missile will be dodged, and that, therefore, is going to cancel that gank. Oh my god, Mouse, stop freaking out. Please. Okay, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. My bad, once again, guys. I'm going to, I guess, resort a little bit more to the arrow keys since my mouse is not really feeling up to it today. But 5-0, and Boreal, they're off to a very similar start to last game. Schwann rotating around, this time for a warding mission. And he sees these very delicious soft supports, or this support, let's say, in the Dazzle. Ward is going to be placed, which was not spotted by the next level badasses, and now Lycan, oh no, he's going to jungle. And that's usually something that's acceptable for Lycans, but you can't really do that when you know there's a bounty hunter that's constantly on the prowl. He's going to be setting up for hook shots, he's going to be setting up for Thunder God's Wrath, and DVG, he can't really afford to tank both the neutral creeps as well as a bounty hunter wailing on him, especially a bounty hunter with phase boots. Bounty hunter is, fortunately for Pink, going to leave him alone, but unfortunately for Skitsego, is going to spot out a fairly soft, fairly low mana hero, and going to walk right past him. No, they're going to try to set up a set of pincer. No, okay. Never mind. I thought Schwann was going to try to... Okay, they're getting kills up on top, but I was more interested in what was going on over here. They see the Storm Spirit, but then they move the Bounty Hunter over here, which is not something you would ordinarily do. That's not really a play that you would make. I thought they were going to try to go aggressive towards the Storm Spirit with Zeus, and then try to force the Storm Spirit up the hill where the Bounty Hunter would clean up. That's a very complex move to make, and it didn't really work out because they didn't go for it. But still, if you do, man, you feel like a baller. Just saying. Hookshot up towards top lane was used for that kill, and the Vengeful Spirit going to get a little bit of help, or going to get an assist off of that one. KV, or rather Schwann, still roaming around, has yet to hit that level 6 mark, but together with the Vengeful Spirit, they can get quite a few kills going, especially up towards the top where there is no Lycan. This is a diveable situation now for the Boreal side, and KVH, he doesn't have his hookshot just yet, but if they land a magic missile, they don't need a hookshot. Unfortunately for them, the creep wave is not going to stick right here, but they're going to dive it regardless. YOLO, you only YOLO once, right guys? Hogs are going to go up, push Skitsego back. He is going to use a little bit of mana to get a little bit closer, but he gets bumped back again. He really can't afford to use mana, or get his mana drained. And that is going to put a stop to all of that. Fortunately for next level badasses, they don't lose anyone. The Boreal now have a hookshot up, assuming they have the mana for it. And they also have Thunder God's Wrath prepped and ready. So if they do end up getting into a fight or a skirmish or anything up towards top lane, things can get mighty dangerous for next level badasses very quickly. Also, bottom lane, quick reminder, Tiburon's still free farming. He's on top of the net worth chart. He has his Vanguard power treads, and he can afford to go for something like a Sanjin Yasha, which I expect is going to be the build. It's the build that you really want to go for when you're this ahead on Bristleback. That is probably the best item to go for. What is it? Basher is also reasonable, but you typically want to have that after you get a couple more attack speed items, such as that Yasha. So this Bristleback is going to be running around without an answer, and that's not good, but next level badasses, they're also going to have to deal with a dive. KVH, lining it up. Where's the hook shot? More vision with the wave. There it is, going to connect onto McCoy. He does have a grave right now and he will use it, but KVH is guaranteed this kill more or less, especially since Static is right next to that Dazzle. One right click will get the kill. Now they're going to dive deep. Yurgity is spotted out right now. He has no way of digging through trees. Will get hit with the Janata Strike, and the Magic Missile will be bolted down by 747. Here comes the Storm Spirit, going to try to go for KVH, who will put up the cogs. Bounce back the Storm Spirit twice. He's out of mana, but he will get the kill regardless. Now 8-1. He also has an opportunity to get another right now. He is being stalked, though, by Schwann, and lag, please. Skitsego will get the kill soon enough, especially with the Lycan coming in. One more paw swipe, going to kill off that Venge. Cannot kill off Schwann, though, because he does not have the True Sight. But that's still next level badasses turning it around and actually getting something. They punish the dive from Boreal, but in the end, it's still going to be a 2-for-2 trade. Not exactly the most beneficial trade for next level badasses, but at this point, beggars cannot be choosers. They will take what they can get, but they have to also worry about this Bounty Hunter, who has a very easy kill set up right now in the mid lane. Yurgity is going to die in a hurry. Shuriken, there it is. Bolt is going to kill him before Shuriken lands. Ain't that something? 747 gonna notch another one to his belt, currently at 4-0-1. Should have Yule Scepter flying out to him any moment, and he has it, in fact, right now. So killing off this Zeus, a lot more difficult for the Boreal side. He could even set up for like hook shots and stuff like that. Speaking of hook shots, gonna go straight for Katsego, gonna try to burn the rest of his mana, but he catches them inside the cogs. It's a little bit unfortunate. However, he had enough mana that even if he did get the bump back, it's not going to drain him out completely. They're going to actually continue this chase. Katsego's very low on mana at this point. KVH looking to get a little bit closer. Flare is there. If they land a Magic Missile or a Swap, it will be a kill. Swap is there. Now Katsego's got to turn the other way, but Magic Missile is going to connect. A couple more right clicks, going to be the kill. Here comes the Lycan and the Dazzle. This time they're not shape-shifted though. And Static, it looks like he's going to die regardless. Massive damage from these Wolves going to be enough. And oh no, he misclicks, but the Wolf does get the kill. Yeah, Dazzle misclicked on a cog right there. That could have been really bad, but they get the kill regardless. Still not a good trade for next level badasses, but again, beggars can't be choosers. In the meantime, bottom lane, Broodmother's starting to turn up the heat on the Bristleback, but he's tanky enough with the Vanguard at this point that he could shrug all of that creep harassment off, and he will be able to meet GT Angel's CS 1-for-1. This game, the Broodmother is getting something in this game, and the Lycan also is sitting on his Vlads right now, so next level badasses, they're not in the best position of their lives, but they have certainly seen worse, and they've certainly seen worse in game number 1, so they're having a chance in this game. The problem is, though, Bounty Hunter now has track up, and as soon as GT Angel is spotted by this Bounty Hunter, there is going to be a track on him, and they are going to try to hunt down this Broodmother. Fortunately for the Brood, he's going to be dodging that for right now and using his Spiderlings to just dominate the jungle. Well, that's what you got to do as Broodmother, especially if your lane harassment is not going too well, and it clearly is not, because Bristleback doesn't care about Spiderlings. There's the Brood. There's the track. GT Angel's now in a little bit of trouble. We'll turn things around onto Schwann, do quite a bit of damage, but the dust is out, and GT Angel's going to take a Magic Missile to the dome. Here comes Schwann to reinitiate with the Chakra, with the Shuriken rather, and Tiburon's right on the Broodmother. That's going to be a kill. 747, why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta steal kills from your teammates? It must be a Zeus thing. All Zeuses just love to do that, because they had that kill in the bag. But Zeus decided to lend his aid, and I'm a Thunder God. Look at me. 5-0-1, 747. Stop kill stealing, bro. The other ones weren't necessarily kill steals. That one definitely was. But a dead Broodmother is a dead Broodmother. Over towards mid, they're going to try to go for a tower kill. 747 going to get baited in, however. Gets pulled back. He has the Yule Scepter right now, and he's going to have to use it to buy himself a little bit more time. Or he can just walk out because the Storm Spirit is out of mana. That is also good. Bounty Hunter, in the meantime, will drop to the backline and snag the tower. Oh, man. Slick plays by Schwann. Now he's looking for reinitiation. There's a sentry here, though. If he goes into this green circle, he does put himself in danger. But he will be safe for right now. He's going to snag a Familiar. Now that's a nice win for Schwann. Taking a tower plus a Familiar. Suddenly he's at 1,000 gold. And so far I don't think he's even gotten a track kill. Or no, he got one on the Broodmother. So he has one track kill. But this Bounty Hunter, as I said before, is now at a point where he is no longer, a full-on support 4-position Bounty Hunter. He is still technically that role, but he doesn't have to play any differently. This is, for the most part, going to be a Bounty Hunter who got shut down in lane from here on out, and that is a position that anyone can work with. So next level badasses, they still have to worry about Tiburon, but they also have to worry about the Zeus. Yule Scepter is quite an item to be sitting on as that Zeus, and level 2 Wrath of God is going to be quite the threat. I don't know why I said Wrath of God. Thunder God's Wrath. Is Wrath of God a skill? I don't think it is. 2 colorless, 2 white, destroy all creatures that can't be regenerated, but that will not do much in this game. Either way, Zeus is still pretty stacked. Now going for a 4-staff, so his mobility, his ability to escape Storm Spirit, is still not quite going to be there, but it will be a possibility for him to do so. And this Zeus is going to be having a free roll in the mid lane. No one wants to touch him. No one wants to touch the Bristleback. And Boreal are going to be more than happy with that. Schwann. Oh, is he going to pop some dust? No? Oh, Thunder God's Wrath. They see him. They dust him. And they track him. Magic Missile is there. GT Angel does pop his ultimate. And he has a whole bunch of Spiderlings here. They came out of nowhere. But I don't think it's really going to do that much. They don't have the Howl damage. Even the Hellbears are helping Boreal. Man, even the game of Dota doesn't want next level badasses to make any sort of plays in this game. Up towards top lane, KVH though in a little bit of trouble is going to pop the Blade Mail, turn to man fight. That's not a good man fight. He's going to lose his life eventually. One more smack. Oh, actually, no, bottling up. The chase is abandoned. And he has turnaround potential with the hook shot. 747 going to come right in. Has a whole lot of lightning to dump. DVG going to take it to the dome. That's one lightning bolt. 4-staff forward. Is actually going to put 747 a little bit too far away, but he finds vision anyway. Gets the kill on Lycan. 13-3. And oh my god, guys. Next level badasses are getting crushed once again. They can't even get the kill on KVH. He's going to run to Skitsego. That's a little bit of danger. He just wants that rune. He can't quite grab it, but with the help of Zeus, he will get the kill on Storm Spirit. Maybe. Lightning Bolt, not quite there, but Skitskego's out of mana. There's the Bolton. We'll trade in your Clockwork for a Storm Spirit. When you're super behind, it's not the worst for next level badasses, but still, that trade is decent for Boreal. And they're looking for a little bit more. That's just a familiar up on top lane. Actually, everyone next level badasses, they're in their base, kind of cowering. They got the Broodmother still doing something, chasing down a courier, but that's not going to lead anywhere either. Especially since Broodmother is spotted chasing out the courier, and all of a sudden, well, she's home free. Courier is going to make it out alive, boys. It's fine.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But 14 for 4 right now, and Boreal, they are rolling with this game. Tiburon does have that Sanjin Yasha completed. Expect either an Assault Cuirass or a Basher as his next item. Either way, it will be very difficult for next level badasses to now turn their attention to such a farmed hero. And such a farmed hero being Bristleback just makes things even worse. He's not going to have the highest late game presence in the game, but he's going to be packing a serious punch regardless. Over towards mid lane, looks like Wolf's going to come in. DVG is going to get bumped back by the cogs. A little bit off target there for KVH. Pretty sure he wanted the trap. And there's a sentry here, so Schwan can't truly help out. But off to the side, Static is going to come on in. Ball lighting in, though. The Storm Spirit wants to fight this, but he's going to ball ending out straight away. Tiburon acting like a brick wall for the rest of his team. Magic Missile on Skitsego. Here comes KVH. Those cogs do nothing. I think he got hit, or his cogs got interrupted. They're going to chase forward. They're going to get graved up. 4 now is tracked up, though. KVH dropping very low, gets swapped out, but the Soul Sentry will kill him off. Thunder God Draft going to drop, going to kill off Storm Spirit, and Tiburon's going to draw a double shortly after. The Lycan is going to get chased down by Static. Has got to just turn tail and book it. It looks like he'll try to TP out. Track. Oh, the damage isn't quite there. But still, next level badasses. They take a 3-for-1 engagement. They're going to lose 2 familiars as well. And hey, actually, Lycan does kill off the Avenge with the help of Broodmother. I was looking for a surround on Tiburon, but he's so tanky right now. You can't actually do that. Most heroes would die to that, but not this Bristleback. That's just not going to happen. So yeah, that's a lot of gold. Now Angel is in quite a bit of trouble, but fortunately for him, there is no True Sight on this Bristle. If there was a gem or a dust or anything, that would probably be a dead Broodmother. But she will escape this time to fight another day, but still the Boreal side, they come out with a huge lead. Now Travels on their Zeus. There's 2,700 Gs on the Bristleback, and a couple track kills going to give Bounty Hunter not only his Dagon, but also his level 8. This guy is getting a whole boatload of cash, and oh no, Dazzle, please no. Well, Graves is going to keep him safe, but Yule Scepter is going to counter that. Or you can just chase after him. Here comes the Storm Spirit. 747 might be in a little bit of trouble right now. Has Force Staff to get down to the low ground, but Skitsego's here. He's going to get the kill and then will die. That is not a good trade for the Boreal side, but at a certain point, you can't really take beneficial trades all day long. They're going to have to take a bad trade one day, and that will be this day. But it won't be for free because GT Angel is now tracked up. Hookshot going to whiff, though. They do have a Magic Missile waiting in the wings. Now Angel's dead. I mean, that's like the 3rd time they killed a Broodmother who was literally right here every single time. So at a certain point, you're getting predictable. And that point is now. Dagon Blast after that Magic Missile. It's a hell of a lot of damage coming out of this Bounty Hunter at this point. 542 with the Janata hit. That'll do it, man. He's going to run straight past the Sentry right now. Is not spotted, but he soon will be. I think they just saw him off to the side. Yeah, they pinged him out. But does Schwan know that he's spotted? Oh, he's still spotted right now. And he is in for a world of hurt. Gets pulled back. No right clicks, though. Schwan's going to have to turn around and fight this one out. But I don't really think he has much of a hope right now. He will turn around and do some damage. But the rest of his team, they're chilling in the Roshan pit. And by chilling, I mean killing it off. So trading your Bounty Hunter for the Roshan, and little Boreal just making trades upon trades. This time, working out pretty well for them. Bristleback, though, is going to be the one to grab that Aegis. And that's not really the best hero to have that Aegis in general. Mostly because, well, he's unkillable. So why do you need a double life? But if it does come to a point where Tiburon is going to die, odds are the rest of his teammates are going to be dead before he dies. So, yeah, you don't really get value. Up towards top, though, Susie, or 747 rather, is going to be chased down by a very angry Wolf. But who's angry at who here? Because 747 has a Force Staff, has Yule Scepter, and he has TP support coming in. Yule Scepter's going to hold him out for a little while longer. The Wolf's still chasing down. They can't kill off the Zeus, though. And with the track, Hookshot is being armed up. Will connect as soon as the Shapeshift ends. That's going to be another track kill for the Bounty Hunter. And Lycan can't even kill a Zeus at this point in the game. Having both the Force Staff and the Yule Scepter makes this Zeus very quick. You can't outrun the Lycan, but you can minimize his damage output by keeping that much ahead of him. And another track kill is going to be going the way of the Bounty Hunter, getting so much gold off of that. I don't know if this is a game where you upgrade your Dagon, or if you go for some different items, although I wouldn't be adverse to seeing an upgraded Dagon for the bounty. Either way, he's going to be rolling in the dough and helping his own team roll in the dough as well. There's a BKB in the works for the Clockwork. The Sanjin is now going to transition into a Sacred Relic for the Bristleback. Oh my god. That is such a rare item to see on Bristleback, mostly because you don't get this much gold that often. But if you do, Radiance on Bristleback is sick. It is a nasty item to deal with. Because he's so unkillable. He's so tanky. What are you supposed to do when he's burning you down? They're going to try to chase down Storm Spirit, but that's not going to happen ever. And they will have to let him go, but it's an even tower trade 1-for-1. But Boreal, they're not going to stop. They have damage, they have Aegis, they have everything you possibly want. With the exception of maybe just an efficient Blink Initiator, KVH is off in the low ground, looking for a hook shot in. There's not really great angles here, though. And Broodmother is not a hero you really want to test with a race, so Boreal, this might not be going anywhere. They'd have to pop Howl, and with this many Spiderlings, this tower is going to die in a hurry. 10 seconds away from that, but already without Howl, this tower is going to get eviscerated. And Tiburon's doing a decent job over in mid lane. Next level badasses, they really want to race. There's a ball landing into Schwann, ball landing out from Skitsego, and Tiburon's dropping very low. Looks like it's about time for him to use his Aegis. Skitsego is going to jump in. Two-man hook shot, though. Two-man cogs, Thunder God's Wrath, and two of them are dead instantly. Now going to go for DVG. They will kill him off as well, using the Aegis in time, though. And next level badasses will walk away with 4 deaths to get nothing. Now their Raxes are exposed. Broodmother doing her best to race. Howl was used and it will help out, but now with the Zeus re-arriving, his Arc Lightning, which is maxed out, is going to be cutting through these spiders, and the rest of the heroes over in the mid lane are going to be cleaning up the rest of it. That was some sick initiation. Oh, Dagon to kill the Broodmother. There we go. Didn't expect the Broodmother to reinitiate there. I thought she was just going to leave. But the hook shot into 2, into the Thunder God's Wrath, into Tiburon, just quill spraying everyone. Now that he has his Radiance, oh my god, this is a filthy, filthy Bristleback. But yeah, the reason you don't really see this item that often is because if you do straight up rush the Radiance, which is usually what you have to do with the item, then you're way too vulnerable. You get killed off way too easily, even though you do have Bristleback, your skill. But with a Sanjin Vanguard and Radiance, 23 minutes in the game, hell, you can get this build on anyone, literally any hero, and it'll work well. I promise you that. But Bristleback is just an unkillable juggernaut right now, and he has his teammates to back him up as well. There's almost an Aghanim Scepter on 747, and by almost, I mean he does have it now that the tower up on top lane dies. So yeah, Thunder God's Wrath does 640 damage. Taking a quick look at these HP pools, let's see. That's a little bit less than half. That's actually not that much. Visage is pretty tanky right now. Yeah, but Dazzle's gonna get almost completely one-shot. Oh my god, that's just disgusting. DVG almost solo kill by Schwann. There's the Thunder God's Wrath. Off with his head. And Zeus is going to secure that one for his team. Is going to be chased down by Angel, though. Has a Force Staff, has Yule Scepter. If he can outrun the Lycan, he most likely can outrun the Broodmother as well, especially since he has allies right around the corner. Track is there. He needs to get himself down to the low ground, though. Shuriken, Magic Missile. Oh, not quite there. Static Whiffing. Bolt, though, going to get the kill because you can't run from Heaven. And you certainly can't kill Heaven either. And Zeus is going to take another kill. 11-1-8. 27-8 right now for Boreal. They're looking down the bottom lane. This push is not going to stop for anyone. No split pushing this time going on from next level badasses. I mean, the Visage is up top, but he's not going to outrace 4 heroes, 5 heroes actually. Boreal assemble all their troops down towards bottom. And this is pushing the Broodmother lane, which is exactly what you want to do at this stage in the game. When you're ever trying to make a play, pushing the Broodmother's lane is the one you want to push. There are sometimes, you know, so about that forfeit. There are times when Broodmother is going to be cutting the creep wave and then you can't really push. Clearly this is not one of those times. So yeah, they about that forfeit, referencing the fact that next level badasses wanted to wildcard this one, so to like reschedule or something. But they decided to play it out, and they get smoked 2 games in a row. That's going to be Boreal taking this best of 2-2-0 in 2 very quick and decisive games. So, well played to Boreal. They're now firmly on top of their group with a 6-0 lead, and next level badasses a little bit closer to the bottom now, but still they have 2 wins to their side. Not completely out of the running just yet, but it will be difficult for them moving forward. But we are done for tonight, guys. I'm Mike Loris. I've been your caster for today. If you enjoyed the cast, and I sincerely hope you did, then be sure to hit that follow button. Also follow us on Twitter and Facebook.com/HeflaTV, where you can get updates when we're going live. And if you liked my casting personally, it's going to be at Mike Loris on Twitter, where you can follow my antics. And that should just about be it. Once again, guys, I'm Mike Loris. It's been a pleasure casting for you today, and I will see you guys some other time. Congratulations, Boreal. It's going to be hard for teams to stop this team. So, yeah, good luck to all teams in the future. Good luck to Boreal in the future. Good luck to Next Level Badass in the future. Night, guys.